Welcome, welcome. This is Resinbitz, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of sewing. Yeah, whipped out my machine. We are going to be testing out 2 sock patterns. I'm trying to update my sock situation, I guess, and let's get started. So I originally made a sock pattern, and I found that there was a little error in how the socks were sitting around the feet, so I made 2 different edits to the original pattern. I'm marking each pattern with a number, that way I know which is which. I'll also be doing that on the fabric, at least for one of them. So the first one is cut out. I marked it with marker, but I really don't trust that around my doll. Yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm just going to rub the fabric a little bit to dry out the marker. I really like the time-lapse option that my phone has, so I've been trying to use it for things that take a little bit longer. And I just realized that the edge here was a little crooked, so I just attempt to fix it. These both are just tests anyway, so it just helps with pinning. So here it begins, the long journey of pinning, sped up for your convenience, because boy oh boy does it take forever. Also this too. Sewing is quite long and unforgiving art form, I'd say. I'm holding on to the number 2 pattern. I did mark it since there's only 2 of them, and yeah, one markered foot is enough. There, see right there? It still overlaps on the foot and doesn't want to quite stay at the edge, the inner edge of the, just right before the footbed starts is kind of where I want to aim it for. So let's try the next one. Number 1. Yes! This is what I was looking for. Hopefully you can tell from the first one to this one. This is sitting way better and actually on the edge of the foot. Pattern is honestly a very weird concoction of cuts and, I don't know, finagling. My school has fabric printers. The pattern I had created it in a art software and created this design and formatted it and got everything in the correct position before. It was just a matter of fixing the footbed. So there are 4 pairs, so 8 socks in total, which means 8 times pinning, sewing, and cutting off the extra seam line, because these are sewed with kind of a curve around the foot. Oh, I think it took like 3 hours to do this, which honestly feels kind of fast for the amount of little pieces. Okay, now the most exciting part for me, which is getting to put them on my doll. This is where the seam line is important. You can see it there. This inner part should match up with the inner side of the foot. That's how you can tell the left from the right. And I did it this way instead of having the seam line go underneath the foot because of the paw. I really wanted to have that not be sewn through. That would just be a nightmare lining up. But you can see here that the seam line likes to rest nicely on the inner side of the foot. Just that little nub there, I just have to cut off a little bit more of the extra seam allowance inside. But wow, already these are shaping up to be a lot nicer than my first try doing this. I think the next time I sew these, I'll make the elastic at the top a little bit slacker. It's perfectly fine. It's just a little bit annoying to adjust and get up there. But yeah, look at that. I'm so happy with this. Hey, the little paws. On to the next one. You can see my row of little sock minions in the upper corner. And there's the little seam line. That'll help you match up which foot goes to which paw. So there they are on. Ben was definitely a little finicky today, but hopefully you guys can still see them. Here is the top of the sock, kind of where the paw is, And you can also see the lace. The lace is really, really delicate. I'm not sure if I'll buy this same one again, but it is kind of pretty. And there's the paws. Yay, they stayed nice and aligned even when I picked them up. I'm really happy about them, and I can't wait for other people to put them on their doll's feet. I'll be sending out a few to friends to see how they fare with other sized feet. Definitely let me know if you have any opinions on these. I think I've gotten the paw lined up pretty well. I'm not sure if I should make them a little bit bigger so they are a little baggy on the feet. I think at this size they kind of feel like they stay in place, and I don't know, but I don't know if I like how tight they are around the ankle part. Pattern is definitely a give and take. Just getting it aligned, and oh boy, it was a situation. Currently my pattern is sized for SD boy feet. Ben's are 7.5 centimeters and Gavin are 8.5 centimeters. They are wearing the same sock. You can see the pattern gets a little bit lighter, a little bit stretched out on the bigger foot, but the seam line still lines up and everything still sits perfectly. Now I think they could go to a foot ranging from like 6.5 to 7 centimeters as well. 6.5 might be a little bit loose. I think 7 would be totally fine. 9 centimeters might be, it might really make the paw lighter. But yeah, I'll just have to see how that goes. I'm gonna have some friends take a few and try them on their dolls, and yeah, I'm just really, really curious to see how they come out. Here's a little bit of Gavin and Ben with their feet, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm really excited to see photos of these, and I'm happy that they finally feel, like somewhat finished in their creation. These are just kind of like a silly random idea I had, and I'm so happy I was able to do it. So thanks for watching. Bye.